Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to the X-Bomb Sports Live Show. I am your host, Andrew Valentine. I hope you're all having a fantastic Friday. We are, of course, coming to you live here from the Illinois Media School here in the O'Hare campus. It has been a long week for us, ladies and gentlemen, but we finally made it to Friday. We're doing the show. Of course, with me, as always, we got the entire Boom Crew in the back. Well, not the entire Boom Crew. Some people wanted to take, apparently, the day off. But we got Bijan, we got Scotty, we got Nick, and, of course, we got the lovely man himself flexing over there, Julius. Please. Yes, man of the night. Still single, ladies and gentlemen. Still single. So, absolutely. How you guys doing? Everybody doing good back there?
Oh, yeah.
I know Scotty has a lot of questions, ladies and gentlemen, so if you have any questions you want to ask Scotty, please, by all means, you can send them to xbsportsofficial@gmail.com because we have just learned that apparently his knowledge is not as – it doesn't stretch as far as we thought it did.
No, you want to hear something? These people talk about things that I'm not old enough to know.
These people.
Put the camera on me. Put the camera on me. Everyone here, okay? Nick, Julius, Bijan,
Nick is
Andrew.
off.
These guys talk about stuff that I have no clue what they mean because I am not of age.
Scotty's
There we go.
You people.
Scotty's
You just called me
You
old.
horny bastards. That's what I'm saying.
Fair enough.
From a guy wearing a Beaver Beach cap.
unbelievable.
Dude, Beaver Island's sick. It's in the middle of Lake Michigan. It's sick.
Okay.
Shout out to all the people at Beaver Island. My family loves them.
Sure, yeah. Shout out Beaver Island, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what's happened at this point. I should have just said nothing and just moved on. But I thought, well, let's play with this a little bit. Nope. We definitely have to explore that a lot more, though. That intrigued the hell out of me for whatever reason. I'm shocked at what you did not know. That's what got me on that one.
Hey, you've heard the song. Scotty doesn't know, all right? I don't know things.
Completely different.
Yeah, it's all right. We got
to. Either.
Yeah, exactly. Well, folks, we got a fun show for you today. Obviously, we're going to be talking some sports, and then we're going to have a little bit of fun with the Boom Crew back there. Kind of see where their knowledge is at. I got a nice little pop quiz for them. So I hope these guys are ready. We'll see who can come out victorious on this potentially. This is for bragging rights on who's the most knowledgeable of the Boom Crew. And I mean, we're not starting off on a very hot foot here, but but it's okay. It's okay. It has nothing to do with the subject matter that was being discussed at hand.
That's for Aftershock.
Yes, that's the Aftershock podcast, which I'm working to get us on. Mondays look like the day that we're probably going to be going, so be prepared for that, folks. We will let you know all the details on that when we get to it. But obviously, when you follow any more of us, you can always find us. Obviously, we're streaming right now live on YouTube and Twitch. That's YouTube and Twitch.tv and YouTube.com. Both are /XBomb Sports, just one thing. You can also hit us up as well, again, xbsportsofficial@gmail.com. And obviously, you can, hit us up on the social media as well. We are on Instagram only and Twitter only at this point, which is at XBomb Sports for both. I'm working to try and get the Facebook page back. Again, we're not going to stream there anymore, but we'll at least get the Facebook page back so you guys can stay with us. But are you all ready to do this?
Yo.
We're ready to go.
All right. Let's do this then, folks. So we're going to kick this one off with a little bit of kind of a serious matter. I want to stress on this because, I've listened to our boys of Bad Karma Wrestling. Check them out every Friday, 11:30 a.m. Central Time. Check them out. Where they go on just before us. They actually just went on today and had a nice little recap of Royal Rumble and WWE and AEW. So it's our man, No Gimmicks, Nick Johnson, and, of course, our wonderful David Double D Dykstra as well doing their thing. But about 2 weeks ago, I think it was now, you guys were talking about the Vince McMahon situation and everything that was happening there. For those who obviously don't know, Vince McMahon, the man who has been credited with changing wrestling history, of course, and certainly shifted it into this whole new paradigm that we now see as a billion-dollar corporation and entity and everything. Well, he has officially stepped down and resigned as of a few weeks ago. from his role with the Endeavor Group, which he was staying on with as a, I guess, advisor, consultant, or just to be a part of the board, really, for the Endeavor Group as a part of WWE, as part of his deal. Well, a lawsuit has since come against him of accusing him of sexual assault, which it sounds like there's far more that's coming possibly down the pipeline. So to avoid any of that situation, Vince McMahon has now since stepped down from his position, resigned, and trying to probably take the heat off himself, which obviously is not going to happen. People are not letting this story die, which is, I think, the proper move, of course. Again, these are allegations. Nothing has been proven just yet, but it's certainly, and the details by which I finally got a chance to start deep diving into those papers, and I don't even want to talk about it because of how disgusting they are. I would recommend, if you do want to see them, we can certainly put the link up if you want. I couldn't even get through a lot of them because there's just the details of it. If this is true, then my goodness, there's so much. And I believe that he's also been, the other is director of, is he casting or Nick? John Laurinaitis? He's a former wrestler, I know, and has a position or had a position with WWE, I believe.
Director of Talent Relations, John Laurinaitis.
Yes.
That was his role.
Okay, all right. Director of Talent Relations. I knew it was something to do with the wrestlers talent-wise. I couldn't remember what it was. But, obviously you hear that situation, and then, we didn't get a chance to talk about it, but you have the other situation that has now come up as well that kind of is now tacked on with the NHL too. And I'll get into the broader perspective of this kind of in general. But, the NHL now has 4 players that are kind of on this exemption list, if you will. They're kind of like on a non-injured list because there are accusations against the 4 of them, along with another 4 who are, I believe, playing professionally overseas and things like that, that were part of the Hockey Canada team that went to the 2018 Junior World Championships, and they are all being accused as well of sexual assault.
I believe it's up to 5 now.
Is it 5?
Yeah, it's up to 5. It's Alex Formenton.
Yes.
Mike McLeod of the New Jersey Devils. Cal Foote, also on the New Jersey Devils. Carter Break My Heart, goalie for the Flyers, and Dylan Dubé on the Flames.
Yeah.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah, seriously. And obviously, again, these are all allegations. These are all allegations there. But again, if looking at all of this, I mean, because I thought about, hearing the whole thing with Vince McMahon, and then hearing the thing, obviously, with these hockey players. And then I looked over the last, 3 years? You look at the line of things that have come out, just in the major news categories, right? We've got the Blackhawks situation, you've got Deshaun Watson, you've got now the Vince McMahon, you have all these huge moments that are now coming up with all of this. And I mean, the real big picture on this, I mean, and there's a couple of big pictures on this for sure, but the one that really kind of stands out to me is, I was having a conversation with somebody about, what do I think about all this? I'm like, well, in the last 3 years, we've had 5 major lawsuits come against them, and especially when you consider, in that time frame, the details that have come out about this stuff, especially, they're very disgusting and gruesome and awful. And again, it's all allegations. Nobody other than Watson has been proven guilty in a court. And by the way, it wasn't really a court; it was an independent arbitrator. But it's a shame that we, all of us, I'm sure, can say that there are athletes that certainly we would look at and say they're great role models, right? There are guys that certainly have that image that you certainly would want either you or your kid or somebody to look up to. But it becomes very difficult for me to say that athletes should be the main role models in our lives, especially for children, when you see these things happen, right? I mean, again, not every athlete, I believe, is like this. Of course not. But when you see these stories come up, it just kind of reaffirms something. And we've talked about this on the show before. So for the older viewers, you know where we're coming from with this already. But we have always said on the show, athletes should never be seen as gods and role models in this sort of figure. They are entertainers. You can like them, you can celebrate them, you can follow them, you can be fans of them. But as soon as you start saying you want to aspire to be like them, I think we run into a problem here. Especially, culturally too, because it creates a very kind of, I think in some ways it kind of creates a very toxic situation at some points. And I'm not trying to get all political and everything. I'm just saying that I think in a lot of ways, and I'm not saying you shouldn't play sports or anything, but I think in that sort of sense that when you are trying to aspire to be like these athletes, there is always a chance that the athlete you are aspiring to try and be like could always have a hidden darkness to themselves, right? And you have to be worried about them, especially even still like CEOs and what am I looking for? Like owners and GMs and things like that. How many of these guys have we heard about like something happening, something bad? Because I mean, I still remember Donald Sterling. We were doing the show when that hit, and that was huge. We could not believe that was the case, and we were just like, okay, well, this is clearly the end of this man. This has to be. And sure enough, the NBA did a great job throwing down the hammer. But I'll toss it to you guys. Obviously, I mean, Nick, you've discussed the situation with Vince McMahon pretty much in hand. But I mean, on the broad, I mean, not just from that, but I mean, you can pick on. I don't want to say pick on, but you can pick those certain subjects if you want to talk about those things if you wish. But on the broader scale of things, I mean, looking at in the last 3 years, just the major ones, not even considering all the little ones we've kind of seen throughout the moments here in sports. I mean, what's your guys' perspective on how athletes are being perceived and how we are treating athletes, I would say, as a society as a whole, too?
Yeah, I'll piggyback on what you just said about just athletes being held up to a higher standard, the idea of just, of course, following them, but aspiring to be them. You got to take it back just a little bit, of course. And even a small thing of what you just said, you're a fan of the person. That's not really the thing is with me. I've kind of pulled it back. It's like I'm a fan of their work. I'm not necessarily could be a fan of the person itself too. So that's always a big disclaimer too. And yeah, it's all over the place. Obviously disgusting by Vince McMahon and everything else in between, but you always go back. It's pretty cliche or maybe a little hacky, but you go back to what Charles Barkley, that whole Charles Barkley commercial back in the day is like, I'm not a role model. And that was even controversial at the time. It's just that idea that like, I'm not aspiring to be your kid's role model. I'm just a person trying to make money in the NBA and do my thing. I'm going to gamble. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be my own person. I'm not trying to be the poster person for the next set of children. And again, I'm kind of on this. I'm on that same stretch of don't glorify them, because if you do so much to a point, you get a Vince McMahon situation where they're so powerful, or even a Dana White situation where you had him strike his wife on video. Yeah. You see it in the public domain, in the public eye, and still nothing really even transpired from that because it's just so powerful, and it's all over the place. So if you put too much into it, you glorify them, you put them up on a pedestal that's almost godlike. It's going to be even tougher to take them down. So again, you can embrace the influence that they can come by. Of course, a guy like Steph Curry. He's good influence.
Absolutely.
Exactly that. But do you want to be just like him? No, not necessarily. You take away bits and pieces and you try and become your own person like that. So for people that are like having that tough time, that blurring those lines, it's just something to deal with, of course. So that's just my two cents on it.
No, I think you're absolutely right. Well, I remember when I was growing up, Allen Iverson was the man. It still is the man, by the way. Allen Iverson is still a cool dude. But I still remember the whole talk on television, the old talk on cornrows, tattoos. He listens to rap music. Why is that such a big thing? Well, he's got to be a role. What will the kids think? What kind of a role model will he be to? I mean, he's representing who he is. He's being who he is. And I would rather an athlete be who he is than try to be fake, because the athletes that have been fake, they're the ones that, they try to look like the person that, dresses proper and they speak, with a certain, authoritative figure and everything. And then all of a sudden, you go behind the closed doors and you find out who these guys really are. And that's far more disappointing than I'd rather, like AI always said, he's like, I'm going to be me. I'm going to do me. I'm not going to be apologetic about who I am. If the league doesn't like it, that's their problem. And oh, by the way, he started the trend that we now see in the NBA where these guys are kind of being themselves. And I like it. I like personality in my players. I like the fact that they are not, they're comfortable in their own skins and they're comfortable being who they are and dressing how they want and talking how they want. I think it's good. I think it's the way that you need. And again, if you want to look up to them, that is obviously your choice. But at the end of the day, I like a guy who's going to be real. I like that kind of thing. And listen, I also say this too, like the even bigger perspective on this, I think as well. And I mean, this is where maybe you can say, oh, you're going political, whatever. If it's up to you. But on this show, I'm not afraid to just send out a message. But I think athletes especially now have a crucial place to play, and I think have done a very good job, I would say, in most regards, in terms of making sure that we acknowledge the women that are in sports and the women that are existing in our lives, to make sure that they are being presented as role models as well, and they are being presented. And I think a lot of the problem is that you see these things like with Vince McMahon or Deshaun Watson and things like that, and it's still something that sits in this society to this day that makes us believe that women are objects. And I think that is just totally wrong that it gets played to that way. And, listen, I'm a man. I'm sitting here with the male perspective, obviously. So, you can sit here and say, well, what do you know? Obviously, I understand that completely. But from a perspective of a man, I know that I've probably objectified women and used them or not used them, but you use them in terms of like saying like they're like an object in some sort of way. And I know I'm guilty of that in some sort of way. I've certainly changed. I've made sure that I've kind of been more respectful of that and everything. But I feel like the athletes especially have a place to play with that. And unfortunately, you see all this stuff happen, and it drives home the fact like we have not made the progress that needs to be made towards, trying to be, at least in some regard, on an equal playing field with women and treating them with the right respect and in the way that they are deserved. I mean, that's what I take away from a lot of these lawsuits, right? Vince McMahon clearly didn't see, I believe her name's Janelle Grant, I believe is her name. He clearly, for me, I'm seeing it as he clearly didn't see her as a person. He saw her as an object, and that is, again, going through the details, that is deplorable that you would do that, right? Deshaun Watson clearly never saw any of those women. Of the 26, 25 women, whatever it was, that filed a lawsuit, at no point did he ever think about their feelings, on who they are, and all that stuff. That's what I take away from that, is that there needs to be not just in sports, but like in the world, culture, society, whatever you want to call it as a whole, something's got to give. Because whatever it is, this alpha male, be the dominant thing, it's becoming way too much, and I think it's ruining a big part of what could be great for society to kind of move forward, right? We're all trying to move forward, and those alpha bros, whatever you want to call them, they're the anchors that feel like they're kind of hanging everybody back. I mean, think what you want to think, believe what you want to believe, fine. But I am one who personally believes that in order for us to start taking bigger steps in society and as in sports in general, you've got to find a way to be able to transition this away from, this is what a woman is, into like, oh, they are a person. I mean, and I know that's not the only centralized thing on here. Men have to change as well, no matter what. Men have to change their way of thinking, their way of doing things, and all of that. So, this was only something I just wanted to address, simply because I see the allegations. We haven't really talked about it. You guys have asked us to talk about it, and I just wanted to put it into a generalized, giant statement on kind of what's going on in sports. And I guess all we can say, really, I mean, this is just me saying it, but I know about you guys, but from my perspective, I can only hope that change is coming soon. Because there's going to come a point where maybe enough is enough, and sports fans are going to, I mean, it's hard to say, but I think some sports fans are really going to say enough is enough, and we're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to watch these guys do this anymore to people. So that's just my perspective on it. I don't know, for you guys, just to kind of close it out or whatever.
Yeah, no, right. You even saw it today. John Laurinaitis was on Twitter saying, basically doubling down, essentially saying, like, he's just the same as a victim as Janelle Grant is, and just clearly not seeing the big picture. I mean, obviously he's a bit of a dimwit, and I got really nothing else on that guy. He's made his own bed. All of them kind of have. They need to sleep in it, and from top to bottom, honestly. I mean, not just a harp on WWE, but that whole backstage situation, TKO, that there needs to be a deep cleaning because a lot of people knew what was probably going on, and it's just the big names right now are going down.
That's the biggest thing is that, I mean, WWE is going to have a nice little. I'm sure they're going to try and flush away all the bad as much as they can. I'm sure that the NHL is probably going to do the same thing as well. Be interesting to see how it plays out. That's for sure. Lot still to talk on that, but we'll get into that at a later date. Well, folks, when we come back, we're going to get into some more interesting stuff. We got the NFL. Coaching hirings are officially over with. Who were the names that finally got the last 2 spots? We're going to talk about that next here on the X-Bomb Sports Live Show.
The Chicagoland area has a large number of lonely dogs currently filling shelter pens, just waiting to find a family. Nothing adds warmth to a home like a wagging tail and a warm pair of brown eyes. If you are considering adding a dog to your household, visit the Anderson Animal Shelter, where adoption counselors can assist you in selecting your new best friend. Make your house a home. Adopt a shelter dog. To see a current list of adoptees, visit their website at www.andersonanimalshelter.org or meet them in person at 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin. Don't have room in the home for a new furry family member? Donations of toys, collars, and soft or hard non-perishable dog food are always accepted and are greatly appreciated. All animals are spayed or neutered and are waiting with tails wagging to find a loving home. Visit 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin or www.andersonanimalshelter.org for more details.
Hey, watch your mouth. Why? I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work. I've been drinking Coors since my college days. The cold draft taste is second to none. Yeah, worth the recorder, am I right? You know it, mother.
Hey, you get those reports done?
Yeah. No. You, sir. Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
Who's all? Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. The boss. Hey, sir, go yourself. You're fired!
And we are back here, ladies and gentlemen, on the X-Bomb Sports Live Show. I'm still Andrew Valentin, your host. I'm still here with the Boom Crew as well. We got Nick, we've got Scotty, we've got Bjorn. Julius stepped out because a lovely lady gave him a phone call. I don't really know, actually. I'm just assuming. Yeah. The swole man will eventually come back, I'm sure. But but we just got done. Obviously, we had a nice little serious fireside chat about what's going on with WWE, the whole scandal about Vince McMahon, everything, because you guys were asking for us to talk about that. So, again, we'll probably address that maybe at a later date as well as we get more details, but kind of just gave a nice little blanket talk because you guys wanted it, we gave it to you. So, outside of that, though, we're going to get into the NFL. That's right, it's time to talk about the NFL because 2 new coaches are hitting the scene. For Seattle, we've got defensive coordinator from the Baltimore Ravens, Mike Macdonald, who is the first of the 2 that got hired. Mike Macdonald obviously was there at the AFC Championship game. The defense did their part. It didn't go through the way that they wanted it to. And then right after that, kind of felt like, it sounded like he was pretty much well connected to Seattle. And sure enough, the Seahawks have said that, according to Snyder, the GM, he is the future. So this is the direction the Seattle Seahawks are planning to go for the foreseeable future. for lack of a better term. Can't think of another synonym on that. But, all right, Mike Macdonald, obviously the new head coach. Seattle, we're kind of seeing, is certainly still gearing towards that defensive way of doing things. They have a lot of questions, though, for sure, on both sides of the balls regardless. From your guys' perspective, Scotty, Nick, what do you think about the hiring Mike Macdonald? What are your thoughts?
I like it. This is a young defense who at the deadline they bought into their defense, bringing in Leonard Williams from the Giants. So they're starting to, you see that they're buying into their defense. Probably one of the best defensive head coaching candidates out there other than Dan Quinn. Ravens had a top defense last year. I mean, they were obviously didn't end the way they wanted to, but in the season they were one of the most dominant defenses.
Yeah.
So I think it really mixes well. One thing I was kind of talking about was bringing in someone who can help out those younger guys on that defensive side of the ball, and I think he's going to be able to do that because we've seen him do it with Marlon Humphrey and Patrick Queen.
Okay.
Yeah, all around solid move at my end. Mike Macdonald apparently going to get 6 years, and he'll be the youngest current head coach in the league, and not a bad move for the Seahawks to go maybe. Everyone says, go with an offensive coordinator as your next head coach. Everything's offensive-wise. In a division where they're going to be seeing the 49ers and the Rams twice in that year,
yeah.
I think it's smart that you go defensive on that side of the ball. So I think that was just my 2 cents, and yeah, good get right there for the Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's like the greatest move. It's certainly I agree with you, Nick. I kind of like it's a good move. It just how much does it move the needle for the Seahawks for me? Like a little bit. Like, you definitely are like, all right, we're still kind of going the Pete Carroll side because Pete Carroll was about defense. We're leaning into the defense. You got kind of almost a mini Legion of Boom kind of thing going on with Devon Witherspoon. You know, I don't know what's going to happen with Jamal Adams, but, you know, we'll see. I don't know how much you can count on him. I like Quandre Diggs. I always have. I thought he's always been great. I mean, they have a nice setup going defensively. And like you said, Scotty, too, Leonard Williams is a great get for him. Get a nice 3-technique guy that can also play outside defensive end, can kind of do multiple things. They have a defense going for themselves. The question's going to be, obviously, what do you do on offense? Because Geno Smith costing a lot of money. You don't know if he's going to be able to perform. I mean, he's performed well for the last 2 years, but what is he, 32, 33, right? He's like he's in that point now where last year of the contract, he's getting up in age. Are you sure you want to continue to go forward with him? Do you want to maybe try for a quarterback in this year's draft? Like, you've been run-centric so far with Kenneth Walker and obviously Toussaint being kind of the bearers of that offense right now. But do you want to get somebody more dynamic in there? Because, DK Metcalf maybe has like a year, I think, left on his contract, I believe. And how much longer is Tyler Lockett going to go? You know, and the offensive line still needs to fill their holes too. Like, there's a lot with the offense that needs to be explored. Certainly, they could be fixed very quickly. I just don't – I mean, Mike Macdonald's going to need to bring in the right guy for that team. Scotty, you had a comment?
Well, they got the right names on offense, to be fair. You know, they got DK and Lockett, like you said. They also have Jackson Smith and Jigba, who they drafted last year.
That's right. I always...
Their running back tandem, you said, Kenneth Walker. Zach Charbonnet really came onto the scene when Walker was injured this season.
Right. I don't know why I said Toussaint. Sorry.
I think you're thinking Tukey Toussaint, you know, the next great White Sox pitcher, but, you know. No. So it's okay.
Fine.
Geno, you know, like you said, are they going to go quarterback in this draft? I think a big piece that kind of waters the signing down a little bit is the fact that they lost Shane Waldron. He was a big piece that kind of brought that offense together coaching-wise. Bringing in a defensive coach when you've lost a great offensive coordinator, that kind of affects it a little bit. Yeah. It makes you question if the Seahawks can regain the fire that they had in the last couple of years on offense.
No, yeah, absolutely. Well, and it all depends because whoever they're going to hire as the OC, I don't know if they have yet or not, but whoever it is that they are hiring as their OC, he's going to be the determining factor as to where that offense is going to go, right? As you would say with anybody, because Shane Waldron, he is very kind of middle of the road as far as a coach goes. Like, you can run the ball or throw it with this guy. He's a very 50-50 kind of dude. So it's hard to say, like, where's the Bears' offense going to go? Who knows? Like, and we're not going to get into that because I don't want everybody yelling at each other anymore. Not yet. Let's wait like a couple more months before we get into that, shall we? I have so many people that keep asking for us to talk about it. I know you want to see us argue. Just give us a little bit of a break. Just a little bit of a Justin Fields versus Caleb Williams break, shall we? Please.
Although it kind of seems like we're getting closer to an answer every single day.
It feels like something may eventually come up here. Who know? I don't know which way it's going to go, though. Toss a coin. Call it in the air. I don't know what to tell you people. But, no, you bring up a good point. If Shane Waldron would have stayed, that would have solidified, okay, Seattle's going to stay on the course. Their offense was obviously decent. They're adding in more defense, so this way maybe they're a 10-7 team, 9-8 kind of system, back in the playoffs kind of thing. But I also wonder, too, is Shane Waldron a guy who was saying, I will stay, but I want to be the next head coach? Because I only legitimately wonder that because certainly we were talking about him being a head coaching candidate. His offense certainly seems to have been potent enough that you could say, well, there's legitimate cause for him to be there. I'm wondering now if he said, can I get the head coaching job in Seattle? Seattle said, we're going to go with a defensive-minded guy to kind of stay the course. He said, thanks, but then I'm going to leave. So I'm wondering I'm interested to see how that dynamic worked and how that's going to affect Seattle, right? Because bringing in a new offensive coordinator, that might shift everybody's idea to be like, well, are we going to throw the ball more? Because we got DK. Like, you don't want to keep that guy from catching footballs. We've got Jackson Smith-Njigba, who you don't want to leave off and not have any opportunities to go catch a ball, right? I mean, you want guys to be able to feel like they're used, as well as Kenneth Walker. Are you going to throw the ball more so then Walker's only going to get 10 carries? These are the questions that are going to come up with Mike Macdonald. That's gonna happen a lot now. Thanks, Seahawks. But outside of Mike McDaniel, I almost did it again. God,
You almost did. Man.
Mike McDonald.
Think
This
the
is
burger
going.
chain.
The next year is going to suck because you've got two Mikes with a McD in their name, so that's not gonna help. Yes, I know there's a joke in there somewhere, I'm sure. But outside of that, there is a coach, however, a former head coach that did get a head coaching job for the Washington Commanders. And, of course, it is the guy that we all speculated was going to get that job. It's Dan Quinn. Of course it's Dan Quinn because Mike Vrabel and Bill Belichick are just too obvious. They had to go not outside the box, but certainly like, I don't know, did anybody even think he was linked to the Washington Commanders? I didn't hear his name once being brought up for Washington. At least from what I saw. I don't know. Did either of you guys even think Dan Quinn was on the short list for Washington at all?
So I heard he was on the short list originally.
Okay.
But apparently they were on a flight to go sign Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
And he called them while they were in the air and said, I don't want to leave Detroit.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
So they had to completely turn the plane around and refigure out what they wanted to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be mad. I would be very mad.
I feel bad for the pilot.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's like, oh my God,
we're making
turn
this
around.
trip. I said I was gonna fly to Detroit. I never say that, and now okay, fine, I'm going back. Just more shade at Detroit.
I mean, Dan Quinn, I think not the best hire necessarily, but he definitely was on the list. I was just obviously surprised that, no Mike Vrabel. That's the name that goes by the wayside. I don't know what that will be enticing of, but how about Marlon Humphrey taking the immediate shot? He goes, the apparent quote unquote greatest coach of all time doesn't get a coaching job. Obviously, meaning Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Taking all the shots in the world. And, there you go. I think he might be in the broadcast booth. But, I mean, this is interesting enough. I mean, upon review, I thought, maybe Atlanta was a really solid spot. Tons of talent. I still will stick with that. But when it was presented to me, like, Washington, everyone in the background and the behind the scenes, all brand new.
Yep.
Second round pick, the number 2 overall pick upcoming. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have all of it right in front of you to just take over and take a new regime. Why wouldn't you want that job? So I mean, shout out to Dan Quinn. Bit of a whiff by Ben Johnson, but I guess he sees that there's still going to be success in Detroit.
It's unfinished business, I think he believes. My thing about hiring Dan Quinn is just he's a defensive-minded head coach, obviously. He left Dallas their defensive coordinator job. My problem with him is just this is a team that they've kind of given up on a lot of players on their defense. Daron Payne, rumored to leave this offseason.
Yeah.
Their secondary is one of the weakest in the NFL. They have barely anyone in their linebacking core. They traded away Montez Sweat. They traded away Chase Young. This is a defense that has just been gutted over the last year and a half.
Yeah.
And it could go even worse. But then this is also a team that has all the questions in the world on offense, and they brought in, a guy for defensive-minded when there's
hiring
no
within
one
the
there.
division too.
I do like that. I do like that.
From the Cowboys to the Commanders, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely feels like a slide against the Cowboys. Like, oh, we'll show you. We're taking your man. So,
Yeah.
I think. Listen, I think Dan Quinn is a good coach. We saw that in Atlanta. He did do something with that. Now, granted, on the offensive side, of course, you have Kyle Shanahan, who's obviously one of the best NFL minds you could find right now. You could argue he is the best coach maybe in the NFL, of course. But Dan Quinn did find a way to get that defense in Atlanta to a point where, they made it look impossible for the New England Patriots in that Super Bowl to score up until, obviously, we know an infamous moment that came about in the fourth quarter with Tom Brady just doing Tom Brady type of things. But it doesn't move the needle really for Washington. I think if anything, he's a guy who can prove to get the defense kind of going in the right direction. Right? They have. I will say this: Forbes, their cornerback, Emmanuel Forbes. He's probably their best defensive back. He was locked down this year for him. It's everybody else that just wasn't pulling their weight. No safety help, no other cornerback, no nickel corner help. So they were getting killed left and right on that stuff. You saw it, right? DJ Moore, Forbes tried, but it's a rookie versus a veteran. Like, Moore's going to know how to beat that dude every time. I'm sorry. It's going to happen. So, but on the other side of it, though, the offense, like you said, Scotty, and I just don't know where they're gonna go with that now. Like, who is going to be like? There's no way he's keeping Eric Bieniemy. There's no way you're bringing him back because everything it sounded like was that the whole team was kind of divided on if he was a good coach or not. Nobody said anything publicly, but anonymously there was a lot of like, yeah, he doesn't really seem to be gelling with anybody, and that's kind of a problem. Like, we don't mind. Like, one guy said, he said it anonymously. We don't mind hard coaching, but what he's doing just isn't fitting with anybody. He's not making you feel good. He's making you feel bad. And that's not what you want to do to anybody. You want to always be able to kind of help guys get propped up and make sure they feel that they're at their best. And this is where, is Terry McLaurin and Curtis Samuel and those guys, are they going to be willing to stick around?
Samuel's gone.
Samuel feels like the odd man out because Jahan Dotson's still on his rookie contract. McLaurin still has 1 year, I think, left on his, or 2 or 1 years left on his contract at this point. And look, the offensive line, you lost Brandon Sheriff, so you have nobody on that line at this point. They've got a few guys that did okay, but nobody that's a standout. And the quarterback situation, look,
Sammy Heisman, baby. Sammy Heisman.
Sam Howell is a decent backup, but we said this on Blow the Whistle. I've been saying it for a while. I know David kind of ran off and was like, oh, you don't know. He could be that next. I'm like, no, he's Gardner Minshew. He's Taylor Heineke. He can make plays. He can throw the ball. He's really good. It's just, you need that quarterback. You need that guy.
He's a 2 interception per game guy.
Yeah, right, yeah.
If Sam Howell was on the Jets, would the Jets be in the playoffs, or would they have been?
I think it's possible.
Yeah, I heard the same thing because if you're comparing him to Gardner Minshew, I heard the same argument for Gardner Minshew this year. So I'm like, the same fight right there.
If you would have told me that Anthony Richardson was not going to get hurt and was healthy all season long, I would have told you that either the Jets or I think even this Washington team at some point would have probably looked at him and said, do we trade for Gardner Minshew, or do we at least possibly sign him and maybe try and make a play to say he's our quarterback going forward? Because in no way were you ever going to tell me that the Jets were going to the playoffs with either Zach Wilson or Tim Boyle. Not going to happen. I have my own questions now about the Jets, believe me, and that's starting to pour into Robert Saleh too.
Yikes.
I know, and we're going to get into that at a later date, certainly. But I have thoughts on the Jets, as we always do every year on this show. Every year we got those stupid questions. What do we think of the Jets? I'll tell you, but you're not going to like it, Jets fans.
Just first you have to go into darkness, and then you can come out and say all of your thoughts.
Relax, Rodgers.
After inhaling ayahuasca through your nostril or whatever it is he did. I don't know.
Or you can go pick up MILFs in Utah.
Yes, of course. But, Dan Quinn, I like the fact he's a former Cowboy. It kind of shows, okay, we're getting some insider trading. You know, you're getting your Cowboys defensive coordinator can kind of help you maybe map out how to beat. It's hard to beat Micah Parsons, and it's hard to beat DeMarcus Lawrence. And when Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland and Trayvon Diggs are going to be a hard one to beat because of the amount of interceptions those guys can get together. Granted, Deron Bland has to stop giving up 130 yards per game, but still.
So does Diggs.
So does Diggs, yes. So does Diggs.
They gotta stop giving up, the most touchdowns any corner ever gives away.
Yes,
whatever.
of course. They still make the Pro Bowl, of course. You
Defensive Player of the Year.
Get the INTs.
Deron Bland nominee. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But you can't be like one step forward, two step back, or one step forward, one step back. I guess at this point. So, but the Washington just has. I agree with you, Nick. I mean, we kind of talked about it again, blow the whistle and stuff, but there's a lot of intrigue around Washington because of the draft picks and obviously the new ownership, and the GM Adam Peters is a former 49er guy himself, so you've got that culture potentially that could be poured in. That's a 49er thing, which is what everybody's trying to do right now, right? They're trying to get that 49ers culture because they just can't stop winning, obviously. So you want that kind of energy in your building. I'm intrigued to see exactly how Dan Quinn's going to go about being that guy, though, because he did it in Atlanta. So the assumption is, why can't he do it in Washington with a new ownership, mind you, too? This is a brand new ownership. If Dan Snyder was still there, there'd be problems. But let's talk about, obviously, Vrabel doesn't get the job. Belichick doesn't get a job. Both are going to probably have to sit out maybe another year before they're a coaching candidate for another team. And obviously people are still wondering why. And I know we've talked a lot about the why. For Belichick, because the comment about Marlon Humphrey I thought was great. And I also think it was accurate too, because in a mocking way, you're joking about the fact that the greatest head coach of all time in the NFL is not getting a head coaching job. It's just another drop on the paint of Bill Belichick as far as players don't want to play for him anymore. Like we said, the guy is 71 years old.
That's crazy to think about. That
I know.
Play for Belichick, because it seems like every year the Patriots always brought in someone in the free agency class.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they wanted to go play for a guy like Bill Belichick.
Absolutely.
Seeing that no one wanted to even. I understand he had a lot of interviews, but no one even wanted to try to get him.
Well, I've thought about this. Completely, just my own thoughts. Agree or disagree? I think when you have Tom Brady, that sells it completely, right? Because you can flash the rings as a coach and you go, yeah, okay, you've been successful. That's great. When your quarterback, though, goes, I've also got the same set of rings, too, you suddenly go, well, he throws the football.
And
like either you're catching it or you're getting the ball back for that quarterback.
And one more.
And yes, now he's one more, obviously. But when he was there in New England, what's the best selling point? We've got Tom Brady. We've got maybe, if not the greatest quarterback of all time, the winningest quarterback of all time, the guy who knows how to win championships. Why wouldn't you want to go play for him? I mean, that's one thing that Stephon Gilmore said. Why'd you choose the Patriots? Because I trust in Bill Belichick, but I also know they've got Tom Brady, and Tom's a winner. Like, that's I mean, Darrelle Revis said that, right? I played against Tom my whole career. Why would I not want to go play with him? Makes sense. Yeah. When you lose Tom Brady, what happens? Now Belichick's personality comes out. Well, what personality? Exactly. He doesn't really have much of one. Although Randy Moss continues to say, no, he's a funny guy. I doubt that. I really do. But when you, as the coach, don't have that high personality, it doesn't help. It doesn't help sell that at all. And meanwhile, on the Vrabel side of things, it will always be fascinating, I think, to all of us that he didn't get the head coaching jobs anywhere. And I think, it just comes down to the fact that I think he was viewed in that sort of light as like Mike Zimmer was, right? You're a winner, but you weren't a winner in terms of like making the championship consistently. You won a couple times, you made the playoffs, but you failed every time. And then at some point you started to lose. So now you're on a losing streak. So why do we want to take you when it seems like you're starting to falter off? Granted, is it all on A.J. Brown leaving? Is that the reason why? I don't think so. I think there's more to it.
Really?
He's certainly a significant part of it, I think. Like, he's a part of that pie. But I think, You lost players on the defense. Your salary cap was way over the limit. You had to cut a lot of guys. Quarterback was clearly aging out, and you didn't see that. And management, that's their fault, though. They signed him to the big contract. And now Rand Carthon, by the way, he's a new GM, right? He's coming in from the 49ers. He wants to do his own thing. And I said, first year in with Rand Carthon, I think he's going to fire Mike Vrabel if they don't make the playoffs. And sure enough, they don't make the playoffs, and he fires Mike Vrabel. Because you want to bring in your own guy, right? That's the thing. You're a new GM. What do you want to do? You want to stick with the old coach? Or do you want to bring in the coach that you really want? The guy that's going to probably work with you? That's the dynamic that you have to look for. So it's obviously not what anybody thought was going to happen, but there's a lot more still to come with the NFL. The offseason is still around the corner. Combine, draft, free agency. There is so much on the line with this. So much on the line with this offseason. And again, we'll start yelling and shouting at each other here in the next few months because I know you guys are just dying for us to scream at each other and, whatnot. Sometimes you guys just I'm already getting angst from that. Like, we're not even talking about the Bears and stuff, but I'm already feeling it, like, in my chest. Unreal, guys. I'm mad at you and you haven't even said anything to me, so there. All right, well, obviously, let us know about the coaching hires. What do you think about them? How big a difference do you think they make? What do you think about the guys that didn't get hired? Who do you think that didn't even get the jobs, that didn't even get the opportunity to get, who do you think is out there that might be a really good coaching candidate? Obviously, Ben Johnson staying, Bobby Slowick staying. I mean, who are those guys going to go to next year if they're waiting for another job potentially? Comment down below. Let us know. We want to hear from you guys as always. When we come back, we're going to give these guys a little bit of a quiz. We're going to see how smart the Boom Crew really is. It's going to be a little bit of a fun one. We'll see if we can get this one done. That's coming up next here on the X-Bomb Sports Live Show.
Man, I'm so hungry. I need somewhere to eat fast. I have no idea where to go.
Psst. Hola, me llamo El Taco de Taco. You know where to go for the amazing taste that'll have you craving more? Taco Bell.
Hi, can I get 20 tacos, please?
You got it.
Thanks, Taco.
De nada.
Good. That's it. Eat the tacos.
Taco Bell. Live más.
Wear your best attitude. Feel the power. Run towards your goals. Make each footprint count. Believe in yourself. Mark the difference. Just do it.
Celsius, the fastest growing energy drink in America. 0 sugar, low calories, and 200 milligrams of caffeine. Celsius is the ideal drink for anyone who wants to get the most out of their day. 4 distinct flavors: orange, kiwi guava, wild berry, white peach. Drinking Celsius prior to fitness activities has proven to accelerate your metabolism, burn body fat, and provide essential energy. Celsius. Live fit. The official drink of Chad Podcast.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, here on the X-Bomb Sports Live Show. I'm still Andrew Valentin. I'm still here with the Boom Crew in the back. Got Scotty, got Nick, got Julius, and, of course, we got Bijan, ladies and gentlemen. They're all rocking back there. We just got done talking about the NFL coaching situation. We're going to have some fun, but unfortunately, some really quick, sad breaking news. We heard our man Nick just announced to us Carl Weathers, the man who's been Lando, he's been in Happy Gilmore, Predator, all these great movies, unfortunately has passed away. How old was he, Nick? 76. Wow, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, 76.
So R.I.P. to Carl Weathers. Somebody look and make sure. I think James Earl Jones is still alive.
Yeah.
Please put that man in carbonite. Cannot lose him. He's maybe one of the greatest voices ever. You can't. he's got it. Forever has to be the voice of Darth Vader. I know he's not anymore, but he should
he
be.
is.
Is he
He
really?
still does it.
He's still doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't even sure. I wasn't even sure on
For
that.
the new Obi-Wan show, they got Anakin to do it.
Right,
but,
I remember they got,
yeah, they bring back.
And didn't he sign some contract with like an AI company to like get his voice rights or
I
something?
believe so, which is him and Morgan Freeman both have to do that. Like, make
Yeah.
sure that they live on forever in the AI version.
I forever see Morgan Freeman as God. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, that was a perfect role for him. I was just like, wow.
Oh yeah, I'm unbelievable. Yeah, but absolutely R.I.P. to Carl Weathers. But speaking of movies, ladies and gentlemen, I thought it would be good if we did something fun with the Boom Crew here and test their knowledge a little bit. And that knowledge was about movies. And what I have done here essentially is I did this actually with the Blow the Whistle crew, Tyler and David. So I want to do it with you guys as well. What I did essentially was I looked up a bunch of movie taglines. These are taglines that usually go on like the movie poster. And I'm going to give you guys the taglines, and whoever can guess the name of the movie gets a point or something like that. I don't know. And at the end of it, whoever has the most points will determine is the winner. And I don't know, they get to slap Scotty in the face or something.
Somebody say joint.
Something like that. All right. Well, are you guys ready for this?
Hey, put your phones up, you guys.
Let's do it,
Yeah,
Hey,
phones
real
down.
quickly. Hold on, real quickly.
Okay. Do you have breaking news?
Kind of.
Okay.
Colin Cowherd.
Okay.
I got a call from Caleb Williams' camp, and they said, we don't want to be painted as anti-Chicago. We don't want to be painted anti-Bear. So,
Okay.
This is lying season, right
Too
around
late.
draft time. So I mean,
That's fair, yeah.
no. I'm saying it for the opposite end. Like
Right.
this broke that Colin Cowherd like was like, oh yeah, Caleb Williams doesn't want to play for the. All fake news. That's all fake news. That's
Yeah,
all I have.
no, it's. I only took it as rumor. I never took it as like actual. I know he talked about it on his show, but I mean, come on, Adam Scheffler has said a lot of things that have certainly been wrong. Colin Cowherd, though, I would put way above Scheffler at this point. He has, I think, better contact with his contacts than Scheffler does, who's just like, maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. All right, thank you, Scotty, appreciate it. All right, you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
maybe.
All right, the first tagline is. In space, no one can hear you scream.
Oh, that's yeah.
Alien is correct.
One
Bijan.
joint for me?
Yep, absolutely. Bijan gets the first one. All right. Next one is be afraid. Be very afraid.
Scream.
Be afraid.
Not
be
Scream.
very afraid.
Oh, that's Nightmare on Elm Street. No.
No. No, it's not.
Be afraid. Be very.
You're in the right genre, though.
It's a
Is
horror.
that
It is a horror movie.
Jason? Friday the 13th?
Candyman?
Nope. Nope.
Child's Play?
Nope.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
You're kind of in the right era, though. You're in that right era.
Very, very afraid.
It was an 80s movie. Anybody? Anybody?
Scotty, you wasn't even born
Don't
yet,
look
huh?
under the bed.
I mean, I appreciate that guest as somebody who's certainly watched all those Disney movies, but no. Anybody? Nobody got it?
Is it a Disney movie?
No, it's.
Give us a hint. Give us a hint.
You want a hint? All right. Main actor, the main actor in it who plays the anti-protagonist, I guess you want to call him, or the antagonist.
Antagonist?
Yeah. No, not Hellraiser. Is Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, The Fly.
That's correct.
That movie.
Yes.
God.
Is that a horror movie? Then?
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a.
Science fiction
gruesome,
horror.
but-
It's
It's a
sci-fi
science
horror.
fiction. I guess it's in the horror genre. That's what I've been told.
Sci-fi horror.
I have
It's
to watch it again to see
it's-
if
it's
really
like a-
horror movie.
well, it's kind of got like a little romance to it or something like that. Hunchback of Notre Dame kind of thing, you know.
Frankenstein.
Guys, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
something like that.
I'm not gonna lie. I might be off the show after this. Andrew's gonna get so pissed.
This is
I
kind of like
I
a,
had
let's
no
see what
clue
Scotty
those
knows
two.
kind of thing
Like
too.
honestly, Andrew's gonna kick me off the show after
It's
this.
crazy, though. I made a sweeper with that quote too. That's why I was just like, it sounds.
Did
so
you really?
weird. I was just like, man, it sounds.
Did
so
you just
weird.
like see it and we're like, this'll work, and you're like, I don't know what movie it's from. That's fine. It's fine. Listen, in this business, you steal shamelessly. That's what you do.
It's
And
called
then
creativity.
exactly, yes. Thank you. These guys know what's up, folks. That's what we do. That's what we do. All right. The next one. This is a long one. On every street in every city, there's a nobody who dreams of being a somebody.
Is it a Disney movie?
You keep saying
Get
it's
out.
a Disney movie.
Is it a Pixar movie?
No, it's not. Scotty.
Dude, someone was asking like me about Disney movies. I'll have that discussion with them.
Every
I love Disney movies.
It's not,
Moana, bro.
it's not a musical. No.
In every street, there's a nobody that wants to be a somebody.
On every street in every city, there's a nobody who dreams of being a somebody.
Shark Tale.
Catch your dance.
All right, now, not even close. Not even close. Like way far gone.
Can we get a genre?
I would believe it would be drama.
Drama?
I believe it would be drama. It
Main
was
character?
Main character is Robert De Niro.
Holy shit.
Oh man.
Holy moly.
You talking to me?
I'm gonna let you guys keep steaming on it. I can give one more hint. I probably when I get
Yeah,
that
it's
hint.
Taxi Driver, I think.
That's correct.
Taxi
Nick's got it.
Driver,
Yes,
yes,
sir.
it was.
It is Taxi Driver. It is Taxi Driver.
You got the thing from it. I just took the name. So
Yeah, there you go. So, see, when I mention the actor that's involved in these movies, I think you're gonna get them.
that does give it away.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked for the genre first. I think.
Yeah. So that's why I'm gonna try
That's the last resort.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. This next one is an epic of epic epicness.
Let's see. Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
Avengers Infinity War. Any movie ever.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Nope.
Godzilla versus
One
Kong.
more time, an epic of epic. What?
An epic of epic epicness.
Epic?
What was that, Party
No.
X or whatever that, what was that movie called?
Project X?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't it either.
Is it a Disney movie?
It's not a Disney movie.
Who's
It's
it? Give me an actor, bro.
hold on. Let
Yeah,
me
go genre first and then
Genre first.
Let me pull it up so make sure I can actually I get the genre right. I guess it would be like action comedy. Action comedy.
Okay.
Central Intelligence.
It's from 2010.
Okay.
I'll give you the year 2010.
Man.
It's a little bit newer.
Epicness. What action movie came out in 2010, bro?
Get Smart. I don't.
Fast?
I-
Is it a Fast
I got
movie?
nothing on this one.
No, because they wouldn't use
No,
it
it's not a
every
fast
20
movie.
times. It's
Never
gotta be
seen one of
action,
those,
Is
but,
it an
you know.
action comedy? It has to be an action comedy.
It's an action comedy. It's got some animation in it. It's a little bit kind of
Oh,
superhero
Scott
esque.
Pilgrim versus the World.
That is correct.
Oh,
Nick's
my goodness,
got
man.
it.
I just watched that the other day, too.
Oh, man.
I'm so sad.
It's a great movie. it
Yeah, the
is.
crossover animation and okay. There you
Yeah, absolutely. So I knew as soon as I started getting in that territory, I'm like, someone's gonna hit it. So, Scotty, have you not seen Scott Pilgrim versus the
You
World?
should have. That was actually fairly new.
That's your name.
Scotty, what are you doing? That's a great movie. Come on, man.
I love the director. I just haven't seen it.
Solid film.
He gets a little pass from him. He's still wet behind the ears.
I'm really gonna get mad at Scotty on this thing. I really am.
I just
Unbelievable.
need one low key.
Is it, Andrew, can you name a Disney movie, please?
Maybe we'll see what we get. All right,
Dang
next
it.
is You'll Believe a Man Can Fly.
Superman.
That is correct.
Hey!
Scotty got it. Wow, Scotty got one.
Wow.
Oh, I did the
Yes.
Superman.
Wait a minute. For an extra bonus point, I'll give you this. Which
George Reeves.
Superman movie?
George Reeves.
You
Christopher
know, which
Reeves, me.
Superman movie?
No, George Reeves.
Christopher Reeves is correct. Julius is getting the point.
Yeah.
You said George Reeves?
Yeah.
No, it's Christopher Reeves.
Isn't that the original Superman, George Reeves?
No, Christopher Reeves. Well, George Reeves, I believe, is the original one, but that was his father
Yeah.
from the 40s.
Yeah. That,
How do you know that, but you don't know Scott? All right, you know what? I'm going to get mad at him.
He's an old soul.
Let's keep moving. Let's keep...
4 years ago.
Yeah, don't even start with the stupid preamble. This guy, for whatever reason, can spit out the whole preamble like it's
Scotty
nothing.
with Wisconsin, like the Wisconsin fair that they do. Up
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Oh.
They get really into
They
it.
get crazy for it. It's fun, though. It is
Yeah.
fun.
No, to each their own.
Yeah. Next one we've
Hard
got.
pass.
The next one is The Mission is a Man.
Mission Impossible.
The mission is a man.
Nope.
Man. Joanna Man. I'm playing.
That would have been a good tagline for it.
No, that wouldn't be it.
Year?
That would be a good tagline for that movie, though.
The year. Let me get this up real quick.
Is it a Disney
Mission
movie?
is a
No, it is not a Disney movie. Stop.
You got more than times.
You got one more. With
Year was 1998.
That's 2 years after I was born. It might be. I don't know if I've seen
Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah, no,
That is it. Scotty got it. Saving Private Ryan. Wow.
Look at you.
Look at you 2 for 2.
Rubbing those 2 brain cells.
Mister, is it a Disney movie coming in with 2?
It did. You pulled that one out. Look.
Yeah, I was not ready for that one.
I was not finna get that one.
There we go. Okay. Scotty, is his phone down? Just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, just making sure.
I've never
Because if he starts rattling these off, then we gotta.
Andrew, I've never seen the movie. I mean,
you've never seen Saving Private?
No.
Get out.
I just took a random guess, man.
Man, okay,
gave
let's
me
keep
the
going
year.
because I'm gonna.
It's on the list of movies I need to watch. It's just
Go watch it.
I just don't sit down and watch movies that often, which is hilarious because I'm a movie guy.
You're gonna make the crew, their fan bases here, very mad. You're gonna make
I've
the
seen
fan
Oppenheimer
base.
3 times in the past 2 months, but I don't
So
go
see,
and watch
those
Saving Private
9
Ryan.
hours. Take 6 of them and watch Private Ryan one time. What are we doing?
Seriously. That movie is I'm sorry, that movie is way too long.
You took half a day.
Oppenheimer's
to watch
great, but it's way too long of a movie.
It's honestly one of the best movies
It
I've
is
ever
great.
seen.
It's a great movie. It's just it's too long.
I thought
it's
was
too long
short.
for the bomb to go.
They
boom.
could have done a lot more with it. I thought it was too short.
Yeah.
They could have made that a 5-hour
I'm
movie,
kind
and
of
I
with
would have
Scotty on that one. I feel like it honestly breezed by for me. I love
Did it?
Oppenheimer.
It was a breeze for me in the theater watching Oppenheimer. It was
Okay.
a breeze. It did not.
You know
feel
what?
Like 3
Then
hours.
I got to stop going to see movies after I come home from work. That's
But
my,
then again-
that's my because I fell asleep during Iron Claw, which I finally saw. By the way, it's a fantastic movie. Loved it.
But
Absolutely
then again,
great.
I was hyped for Oppenheimer for like 2 years. Like
I
was
well, you're a
waiting
history
for that
buff,
movie.
so I
Yeah.
mean, and I understand that. And I'm a history guy too. I like the docs and biopics and all that kind of stuff. I like that stuff. All right, next one we've got. I got a few here. I don't know how many we'll pour through, but we'll keep it relatively. You know, I don't want to keep everybody all day, of course.
I'm good.
All right, cool. Then we'll pour through these then. Every man dies, not every man really lives.
Man, these are way tougher than I thought that was going to be.
I
mean, the taglines, yeah, because of course you just see the poster. And then
Yeah, of course.
You don't even ever focus on that.
Yeah.
One more time on that.
All right, it is every man dies, not every man really lives.
Is it Unbreakable?
No.
No, it wouldn't be that one.
Yeah,
I was thinking Gladiator.
Genre maybe.
The year is 1995. The genre would be action, historical action. I will say. I'll give a little more on that. Not every man dies. Not every man really lives. That's correct. Julie's coming in with a clutch one.
I should have known that.
Well, you definitely just pulled that one out, didn't
I'm so
you?
sorry. I should have known that one. I'm so
Bro.
upset.
Julius, man, that was good. Wow.
I should have known that. I'm so upset. I should have known that one. That's my people.
Have you
man.
seen Braveheart?
I'm Scottish. Of course I've seen it.
I was gonna say, then you can't disrespect your countrymen like that. God, Julius, that was good, man. That was really good.
I pulled that one from the catacombs.
That came out of nowhere. I could even tell there was the resolution on his voice. Like, will this be right? so good.
It feels wrong. He'll be like, shut up, BJ.
I would have to take that L though.
Love it, man. Love it. All right, next one we've got. Fear can hold you prisoner. Hope can set you free.
Shawshank Redemption.
That is correct. It gets another one on there, folks. Yes.
Greatest movie of all time.
You could argue.
I would, yeah, it's definitely in my top 5. I love it.
That's
All
my
right.
one. It's not my favorite movie of all time, but I
Yeah.
think it is the greatest movie of all time.
Okay. It's won like a bunch of awards. I remember when it came out. It like captured almost all of them, I think. So, hey, I still watch it to this day, even when it pops up on TV whenever I have basic cable.
No, that's what
on.
they call it, don't they? The Shawshank effect. Whenever it's just like
Yeah.
when that movie is
Right.
on, you just watch it. And you're
Yeah.
like, that move. That's Drumline for me, Nick Cannon's Drumline.
Oh, really?
Whenever that's on, I can catch it whatever. If it's like the middle, the beginning, end. If it's on, I gotta watch Drumline.
I got two of those. I got Moneyball. And then my
Mm-hmm.
mom, whenever it's on, she'll turn on Pitch Perfect.
There we go.
Okay.
Moneyball is good too. Yeah.
Moneyball's good.
I caught her watching Moneyball the other day. It was at the end of the movie. I was like,
Yeah.
"You're watching Moneyball?" And I'm like, "She's."
I'm
like,
the same way though with Drumline. I don't know why. Anytime I see it, like I see those guys go into the pattern and start hammering it out. Mostly because I saw those drum lines and I've filmed a bunch of them now for like high school and college and stuff. Like they're tremendous, by the way. So good.
Whole different
So good. Absolutely. Best ones by far are LSU because they swear in there. So. All right. Next we've got where do you go when the record is over?
Where do you go when the record is over? And again,
Year.
Pulling it up right now just to make sure I got everything. 1977.
sheesh. I finally get to say this. I wasn't even born yet.
You said 1970.
Bro.
1977, yes.
And what was that quote again?
It is where do you go when the record ends?
Hoosiers?
Fast Times at Ridgemont High or whatever that is.
Nope.
I feel like it's a movie. It's a
Grease.
You feel like it's a movie? No, really.
like.
I also thought it was a movie, bro.
I mean, you kind of jumped in, but it's like you didn't really see it. Okay.
Anybody? Any more guesses?
No.
Anything?
What genre?
The genre would be I would say is it drama, I would say.
Breakfast
Where
Club?
do you go?
No, not Breakfast Club.
Am I warm? Am I cold? Am I...
Actually Bijan was probably the closest. He made a comment and he came pretty close on it. He was the closest.
Was it the Fast Times at Ridgemont High comment? I don't know.
He said the name of a movie that has the same actor in this movie. As soon as I give the name, you'll probably get it of the main actor. You guys want the main actor?
Sure.
Yeah.
John Travolta.
Oh, you said Grease then, right?
Yeah,
But it's
someone
not
literally
Grease.
said
But
that.
it's-
Not Grease.
No, it's
No.
77.
1977.
John Travolta wasn't.
Where do you
Dirty
go
Disco dang movie.
when the
Dirty
record
Dancing.
is over?
No, not Dirty Dancing. It's not Disco.
Starborn?
No.
Stars Born?
You guys I know can feel that probably on the tip of your tongue.
No.
What's the name when he was the gigolo, the dancing gigolo?
Did I just hear? What did I hear, Bjorn? What'd you say?
Saturday Night Fever?
That is correct.
There
Saturday
it
Night
is.
Fever.
There it is.
That is correct. Saturday Night
Damn, Josh
Fever.
Brolin, old as hell, boy.
Hey.
That was funny.
No, just big dog.
But it was like, come on. Well, you making fun of me?
I apologize for laughing. I apologize. But that was kind of funny.
For the record, I would have born 3 years later, so.
All right. The next one we've got The Story of a Lifetime.
Star Wars.
Okay,
Toy
I heard
Story.
so many people
Star
say
Wars.
Star Wars. No,
Toy Story.
no,
Never ending story.
no.
Ooh, I love that movie.
You said the story of a lifetime.
The Story of a Lifetime.
Gladiator.
Nope.
It's not Gladiator.
Is it a Disney movie?
That was the
No.
last one.
No, it's not.
Genre.
The genre it would be action drama, I would say, or comedy romance. Comedy romance is what it would be
I
classified.
was gonna
as.
say the Book of Eli for a second, but
No, yeah. I almost messed that up. I apologize.
Romeo
Yeah.
and Juliet.
Comedy romance is what it would be. The year 1994.
One Kiss Goodnight. I'm kidding.
No.
Forrest Gump.
That came out of nowhere. I like that. I was like, I know that movie.
It's a great movie.
It is. It's a good movie. I was not prepared for
Forrest
that.
Gump is phenomenal.
Forrest Gump is correct.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, Scotty had it. You just didn't say it loud enough.
Oh
No, I
Scotty.
said I was, but everyone else was talking at the same
That's
time.
what I
I'm like,
said.
Forrest
I know.
You
Gump.
didn't say it at first. I was like, everybody go, and then you didn't say.
No,
Forrest
I did the thing where he said the joke, and I just was the one in class that said it louder, so I got the
Oh,
credit.
okay. So
So there you go.
there you go. So half a point for
point for
each.
you.
Yeah,
You get nothing and like it.
If you didn't say it, Scotty, no, not gonna count. All right. No, that was good. All right. Next one, we've got Mischief, Mayhem, Soap.
Oh, Fight Club.
That is correct.
Hey,
That is correct.
we don't talk about Fight Club.
Oh, well.
Rule number one.
Yeah, you can't
It's
talk about
me.
Fight Club, folks. All right. Next one. Nothing on earth could come between them.
Romeo and Juliet.
No.
I know it's a love story.
Mm-hmm.
When Harry met Sally.
No.
Is it a Pixar movie?
Not even close.
Who's the main actor?
The main actor, well, there's two of them.
Okay.
There's two of them. And you're going to get them as soon as I say the name.
Just give me one. The females.
All right, give you the one. Kate Winslet.
Oh, no, they didn't.
Notebook?
We need both.
No, not the Notebook. Where is she in the Notebook?
Buddy, I don't know. I've never seen it.
Who's the male lead? Who the male lead?
The male lead? All right, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Ah.
Oh, Titanic. Damn.
Correct. That is
That's
correct.
Titanic's tagline?
Yes.
That's terrible.
Nothing on earth could come
That's
between. I'm not saying
terrible
these
for
are good.
Titanic,
I'm just
bro.
saying these are the taglines.
That's terrible for Titanic. Do better, you know? Maybe
The
don't
iceberg would have
sink.
been a better one. You feel me?
Don't talk to me about it.
To be
That's
fair, you
James
wanna talk about
Cameron and
3
his
hours of nothing.
Whoa! There's a
I
sex
mean-
scene in there. It's obvious. There's 30 seconds of something.
Oh,
No, there's
wow.
no sex scene. It's a hand on a steamy window.
Ah.
And then she gets naked because he draws her. She's like, I want you to draw me with only this.
Boobies!
You are definitely
Titanic. You knew the
The narrative
Says-
of how women are
Thi-
portrayed in society.
Coming from the guy that's been like, is it a Disney movie the whole time? Oh my god.
Yeah, good on Bijord. Yeah, going for the.
We got to do one next week with all Disney movies.
Yes!
Just so Scotty can have some
I'm gonna
redemption.
light y'all up.
Oh my god. That's unbelievable. That's all right, next one we got. His whole life was a 1,000,000 to 1 shot. His whole life was 1,000,000 to 1 shot.
No, sports movie.
Yes.
What was the guy named Rudy?
No. Not Rudy.
Invincible?
No, not
Greater?
Invincible. What'd you say, Scotty?
Greater?
No, not Greater.
Yeah.
Great movie.
It is a good movie. His whole life was 1,000,000
Rocky.
to 1 shot. That's correct. Rocky it is. And it is. It is
R.I.P.
Rocky.
Carl Weathers.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Carl Weathers, obviously Apollo Creed.
Apollo.
Absolutely. So in staying in that same vein, folks. So next we've got reality is a thing of the past.
The Truman
Inception?
Show.
No and no.
The
No.
Truman Show? No.
Not Truman Show.
Interstellar.
Not Interstellar.
Inception.
I already said it.
Not Inception, no.
Shutter Island.
Not Shutter Island.
John Year?
1999.
Yeah. Well,
One more time on the tag.
All right, the tag is reality is a thing of the past. From 1999, you want genre?
Matrix?
That is correct. Nick got it. The Matrix. All right.
Ah, Candyman.
All right. I don't know if anybody's going to get this. We'll see. The next tagline we have is Love Never Dies.
Oh my God. Goonies?
No, not Goonies.
oh, did you just say
I
Goonies?
say no, because it's something with some fucking kids in it.
No kids in it, actually.
You said Love Never Dies.
Is it a
Love
movie?
Never Dies.
Is it a movie of a company
Ghost.
created by
Not
Walt
Ghost.
Disney?
No movie created by Disney.
I said
This is-
by Walt Disney.
Did we get the
Not
genre
by-
already?
The genre of this would be horror romance.
A horror.
Ew.
The Corpse Bride.
Horror romance.
Twilight?
Not Corpse Bride. What's up?
Twilight?
Not Twilight.
Said Love Never Dies.
Love Never Dies.
Vampire in Brooklyn?
Not.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer.
No. We're getting. I'll say this. We're getting warmer. We are getting warmer.
What year was it?
1992.
Jeez, I'm not.
Interview with a Vampire?
Yeah.
Not. We're still getting warmer. We're getting warmer.
Main actor.
The main actor in this would be Gary Oldman.
Oh,
The other one, well, there's a lot of actors in
Silence
this,
of
but
the Lambs?
what's up?
Silence of the Lambs?
It's not Silence of the Lambs. It's Gary Oldman, and the other one is Keanu Reeves. I guarantee if you're a horror fan, you've probably seen this movie at some point.
No, it's not Constantine. That's
No, not Constantine. Anybody? If not, I can just...
I don't know.
No? It's Bram Stoker's Dracula. I had a feeling that was going to be a tough one. I
Never
know.
heard of
Crazy.
that.
I literally have the VHS of that movie.
It's a
I haven't watched it since.
yeah. It's a
Never
solid
heard of
movie. It's not a bad movie. Well, it's not.
Awards when it first came out.
Yeah. Well, I
heard
mean,
of it.
Keanu Reeves is not a great actor in that. I know where the bastard sleeps. Like, dude's doing Ted from Bill and Ted, and like while trying to hunt down a vampire, not working at all. It doesn't work.
Before he reached his peak.
Yeah, exactly. Before he became an actual actor. Yes. All right. The next one is We Are Not Alone.
That one, I know this one.
I just can't think of the name of the damn.
We Are Not
Yeah.
Alone.
Signs, Sixth Sense.
Not Signs. I'm getting the info up right now. The year was 1977.
Star Wars.
Not Star Wars.
Poltergeist.
Not Poltergeist.
Is it a horror movie?
Encounters of the First.
It
Wait, what is it?
First Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah. Close Encounters of
yeah.
That's it. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That is correct. That is correct.
Never heard of it.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie. It is. It is probably one of the best alien movies I would say I've seen.
So it was an alien movie.
It was. You were hitting it right. As soon as you said Signs, I was like, we're in that right spot. All right, next one we've got. This one we'll see. It says, "Get ready for a different breed of heavy metal hero."
Tank Girl?
Not Tank Girl.
No, it wouldn't be School of Rock.
Heavy metal hero.
Get ready for a different breed of heavy metal hero. It is.
Iron Man?
That is correct, Scotty. You finally got a Disney movie.
That's not really a Disney movie.
It
No,
is.
it's not.
It counts.
No, it's not.
owned by Disney, is
When
it not?
came out as Disney wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was made after it was bought. Before it was bought by Disney. That doesn't count, man. No, it's not a real
It's
Disney
finally a
movie.
Disney movie.
It's not a real Disney
No
movie.
satisfying you. I don't understand.
You've gotten ones that are not Disney movies that you're here complaining about this. This is what you complain
I
about?
would like a Pixar movie, please.
Not going to happen.
All right, let's end the show now.
I got two more I'll give you guys, and then we'll be done with this. All right. Ready?
Yep.
All right. This one, we'll see. I don't know. This one is Some Memories Are Best Forgotten. Oh, man. Some memories are
Have we
best
said the movie already?
That's a
forgotten.
horror
No.
movie for
You
sure.
have not said this movie yet.
It's a horror genre, right?
This is Thriller Mystery.
Thriller mystery.
The year is 2000.
Damn it. It's not that one with Jim Carrey, right? No.
No.
Okay, never mind. I
No.
forget that's. Oh man. One more time. Keep rattling it off.
The tagline is Some Memories Are Best Forgotten.
2000 was the year.
The year is 2000. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if people will get this or not.
I really can't put that with it. The year 2000.
Yeah.
Some memories are best forgotten.
He said thriller mystery.
Thriller Mystery.
Oh man. Jesus. Actor.
The actor,
Actor, actress.
the actor and actress in this one. So the lead actor is Guy Pearce. The lead actress is Carrie Ann Moss. Guy Pearce, for those who don't know, he's the villain in Iron Man 3. He's the Mandarin that lights himself on fire kind of guy. He's the main villain in that. Carrie Ann Moss is I forgot her name now, from The Matrix. She's Neo's girlfriend or whatever it is.
I'm striking out.
Okay, I'll give you another hint. The movie starts from the end and goes to the beginning. That's how the movie is. That's how the movie goes. Starts at the end, goes to the beginning. Nothing? Nobody? It's Memento.
Yeah, no.
Or
Never
Memento,
heard of
I
it.
should say. Memento.
Memento?
Memento.
Okay, yeah,
Never heard of
Memento.
it.
Heard of it? I
Yeah,
think
it,
it's probably like Family Guy made fun of it or something, but
Oh, I'm
I've
sure.
never seen it.
It's a pretty good movie because it is a movie that starts at the very end and moves to the beginning of the movie. It went in complete reverse.
Okay.
So that's kind of what it's most known for, is being that kind of a weird
Like
movie.
just the pioneer for that type of movie.
Yeah, it was a different, like nobody had seen anybody do that before, so it kind of threw everybody for a loop. All right. And the last one is, and we'll see if anybody can get this one, the true story of a real fake. Such a bad tagline, I'm going to say right. That is correct.
Wow. There you go.
That is correct.
I was
Catch
thinking
me
a Leo
if you
movie.
can.
I was thinking a Leo movie. I was gonna say Wolf, but nah.
No.
Yeah.
And I have not
Good one.
seen that one. I've heard it's obviously amazing.
Really?
It is a good movie.
It's
Yeah.
honestly,
Seen Wolf?
No, I haven't seen Catch Me If You Can.
honestly
Catch Me
one
If You
of my.
Can is great.
It's probably my favorite.
It's a great
Leo
movie. If you want, actually, I think it's free on YouTube for the free to movies to watch, whatever.
Oh, nice.
So I would highly recommend anybody who hasn't seen it, definitely go see that movie.
Too nice.
Gang for New York.
Too nice. Fell into a bucket of cream.
Sure, that movie you've seen, but Saving Private Ryan, no, not even close.
Cause too nice.
And you're not getting my good graces on any of this, Scotty. I'm mad at you. All right.
Today I feel like that second mouse.
Rub the lotion on the apple.
Well, that's going to do it for our fun little segment here. I forgot who's the winner anymore. You're all winners. You all got things right. And, of course, Julius had to leave as well.
He lost.
But, yeah.
Because you left.
The Boom Crew are all winners. I'm proud of all of you. You guys got all these great movies. So
I'm just
glad
upset
to see.
there wasn't a Disney or Pixar movie.
You had a Disney movie,
Marvel
Iron Man.
doesn't count.
Well, I'm not going to pull up Pixar movies. I'm sorry. That's going to be too easy, probably. Maybe. I don't know. The only tagline I ever really know is a movie 65 million years in the making, and that's Jurassic Park, which I think is the greatest movie of all time. So.
I thought that was Ice Age.
Yes.
Whoopsie.
Well, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. But we're not a movie show, obviously, so don't hate us for what we did get or miss. I mean, the fact that a lot of you guys were naming movies that I was really impressed. I was very impressed with the movies that we were being named here. So, and we'll definitely deep dive more into that again when we get the podcast stuff going. But that's going to do it for the show here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for listening and watching, as always. Big shout out, of course, to the Boom Crew in the back. The movie smarts back there, guys. Thank you so much for all the hard work and everything you do making this show happen. Really appreciate it. Please, starting with you, Nick, moving to your left, let the people know where they can find you, listen to you, all that good stuff, amigos.
Basically, every single day, twitch.tv/SportsTownShy, between Blow the Whistle, Sports Pit, Sports Emphasis show that we do, North Super Sports on Thursdays. Also coming up on Tuesdays, myself, Johnston, and Combs are going to be doing a little bit of just more talking sports, more talking ball between myself and Brandon Combs over there. I got my Twitter right there, njohnson6351. That's my personal. At @Degenerates, that's the No Super Sports page. And I think that's basically it. Also on YouTube. So there you go. Enjoy that as well. So
Alrighty.
always talking.
Absolutely. Scotty.
Yeah, so that's my Twitter, ScottyKO3. Got at Disney.com. Pitch Talk, talking all things soccer. I'm so upset I couldn't go yesterday because Manchester United played and they actually did something positive for once. So I would have been happy on screen for once.
Pick a different team, man.
No, I can't.
Or a different sport.
No, I can't.
We're not gonna go that far on the dig, but yeah.
I got everything, man. I got every sport because on Tuesdays I'm also talking football, basketball, baseball, hockey, all that kind of stuff with my boys on 4-Star Sports.
Yep.
That's on the same thing. If pickleball got big, maybe.
They just opened a whole center about pickleball in the city.
Dude, I work and the people who play pickleball are the worst kind of people I've ever met in my life. They're so rude. It's crazy. They're like, this net's not regulation. I'm like, bro, it's pickleball.
I'd like
in
to
a
see your
park.
manager, please. Oh,
Yeah,
God,
I'm like,
not
and I'm like, bro, come on, it's pickleball. But anyways, yeah, and always on here. So, yeah, that's about it.
All right, Bjorn.
Yes, you can catch Bajoran the Baron on Shop Talk on Wednesdays. Feel free to inbox me or message me on all social media platforms at Bajoran the Baron. That's BJORNDABARON. That's all social platforms: Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, all of the above. More information coming soon.
Absolutely. Guys, make sure to go follow them on all their platforms. Give them some likes. Give them some love for all the hard work and all the dedication that they do to help make this show possible, as well as Bad Karma Wrestling, which you guys can always catch, of course, every Friday, 11:30 a.m. Central Time. Of course, on the Twitch channel here at twitch.tv/SportsDownShy, or on the YouTube site as well. That's youtube.com/XBombSports2, where it's Nick Johnson, David Dykstra. They're going live talking about everything wrestling, WWE, AEW. Sometimes they even dive into the other names as well, but they're giving you all the news and all the impact within the wrestling world, so make sure to go check them out. Obviously, you want to follow myself. I'm at The Fluffy Guru on Twitter. I'm also at Boom Crew Captain on Instagram. We are also on Instagram and Twitter as well, at XBomb Sports for both of them, so make sure to go follow us on both of those as well. You guys can get updates and everything. We're going to start pouring more into the social media and everything here. Don't worry about it. We're going to get more active with it for sure. Don't worry about it. And we're also going to get the TikTok at some point getting up here too as well. We're going to start maybe looking to see if we can maybe do some more stuff with that as well, be on Below the Whistle side, Bad Karma, or here on XBomb as well. And obviously, again, Aftershock, we'll see what happens with that too. We still have to see what goes on there. Also too, obviously any questions or comments, email us at xbsportsofficial@gmail.com. We want to always hear from you guys. Questions, comments, things like that. We always appreciate when you guys have sent those stuff in. We always love hearing from you. Always love having those conversations and everything. So please continue to ask us questions. You guys are awesome fans as well. Also, too, please continue to help us out and donate to the American Cancer Society. You guys have been doing awesome at sending me messages saying you've donated here. You've shared the link there. Thank you so much for spreading the message. Of course, we want to be able to help in any way, shape, or form. So please make sure to go to the link at the YouTube side of things for the American Cancer Society. You can go and donate there, or you can share the link and spread the awareness as well. And again, we don't have the lower third for it, but the St. Jude's Children's Hospital as well. The link is also in the YouTube side. Also, so please, if you can, go donate. Share the link as well. Spread awareness there. We want to be able to help create more and help do more as when we have the ability to with this platform. So please go do that. You guys are amazing fans for being able to do that yourselves. Thank you all so much for that. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get out of here. Again, thank you all so much for listening. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys are awesome fans. Thank you all so much for always sending in the questions and for always being there and being able to give us a bump of energy and everything. You guys rule. You guys rock. We will see you guys next week. And as always, much love. Peace out, Boom Crew.